much stuff floating around. I don't know. People trying to say they wasn't together.
Basically was trying to get into a threesome. What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to another experience known as Kay and Manny. I am Manny. She is Kay. And also, I just want to let y'all know that this episode is sponsored by
Lady K Enterprises, which is a financial service firm who we specialize. Oh, I didn't tell y'all we specialize in cryptocurrency. Yes, cryptocurrency investments. So if you have any questions about it, you're ready to tackle in that area, we can help you. Also help business owners get started. We're registered with you with the state. If you need help, you need assistance, we can get you one. If you also need directions on things just to make your business grow, we have those services for you as well. As far as media services, which included production and podcasting.
That's right. How you doing, Kay?
I am good today, Manny. What about yourself?
It's another Saturday morning, and I'm awake and trying to make sure my eyes are not red because I do sleep with a device on me, and sometimes that air just blows up to my eye and it dries it out completely. I hate it. But well, enough of that. We're going to get into this episode called Dear Gentleman.
Yes.
And this is based off a post that Lady K saw on Facebook, and we wanted to tackle this one together, or at least she wants to tackle it with me. But at the end of the day, we're going to talk about a few things that certain women are and how you should move about. Absolutely. So let's start with the first one. You ready?
Yes. So y'all can see that on the screen, right? It says, "Dear gentlemen, if you choose a working woman, you must accept that she cannot manage house full time." Why is she managing the house full time? Now, if you watched Kay and Manny about 2 weeks ago, we was talking about Kevin Samuel, and we was mentioning that there is no competition. This is a union. Why is she managing the house full time? Even if you both are working full-time position, even if she's full-time in the house and you're full-time at the job, she should not be full-timing anything by herself. You know why? Because that is exhaustion. Now, I understand sometimes people come together and they talk about certain things, but fellas, let me just tell you this. This is not that damn show I used to love, Married with Children. You've been out all day. You come home and you sit in front of the TV with a bear, and she in there cooking, cleaning, chasing your kids, doing everything in the household, exhausted. Now, guess what? Your physical exhaustion and her mental exhaustion goes hand in hand. There's a lot of men out there because they feel like they did the actual physical labor work, and the other person that stay home, she got kids. When you have kids in the household, that is a job all by itself. So I need the man to understand. Please do not come home with that mentality. And then you expect her at night to come fulfill some duties. No, it ain't just her job just to fulfill you. It's also your job to put that input too. But guess what? You had time to sit there and rest. She didn't. When you have a wife that's home full time, do you sit down with her and say, "Hey, babe, how was your day? Did you get a chance to rest today? Did you get a chance to nap while the kids nap?" Ask her those damn questions, because guess what? That's part of intimacy. And I think I was talking about that before. Intimacy is into me before you get me into the bedroom. Talk that, act like you care. Don't even act like, show that you care, because we can see that you when you're acting like you care. But when you show it, you also show that, okay, let me help her with this. Or she had the kids all day. Let me give Timmy a bath. Or she cooked dinner. Let me wash the dishes or put the dishes in the dishwasher.
Yeah, it's. Before I go on, did you just use Married with Children as
Yes, I did.
Like, Out of
Yes,
all TV shows back in
yes,
the 90s, you
yes,
was Married with Children.
yes, I did. Because
Damn.
Al Bundy was a
Damn,
lazy
Lady K.
fart.
Just damn. But yeah, that I totally understand what you're coming from. Now I want to tackle this next subject because this was kind of personal to me. If you choose a housewife who take care of and manage the household completely, you need to accept that she does not make money. And this is where I think the quote unquote era of the housewife is just kind of fading out a little bit. And the reason why I say it's fading out a little bit because more and more, because let's be real, society is now got it to where both people have to make an income in order to survive. But that's not the point of the matter. The point is, if you have a wife and she happens to be a housewife, understand that A, she's going to take care of the house. B, she's going to take care of the kids. C, she's going to take care of all the housing duties and make sure the house doesn't burn down to ashes while you're at work. And D, you, sir, have to make sure that you are able to provide for all three of them. Like, for instance, you have to make sure that you are taking care of you're able to pay the bills on the house. You have to make sure that you are understanding the fact that their problems are going to be your problems. So basically, when you come home from work, I understand that the housewife is going to be like yakking your ear off about everything that happened in the household, and you don't want to hear it because you just want to go to the bathroom and just sit there. Yes, men do that. Okay, trust me. I'm a living testimony on that. However,
Why?
all I'm gonna say is home court advantage, and you can figure out the rest. But what I'm saying is, but the thing is that when you have a housewife, guess what? You got to make sure that you are taking care of business outside of the house. Meaning, when you're at work, you can't just cut your boss out because you felt like it or you woke up smacking somebody today. But you got to make sure that you got to understand that you are the breadwinner.
Right. And then guess what too? I want to piggyback off of you. That's because she's a housewife. It does not mean necessarily that he has to go into work and report to someone. He can actually be the boss. Okay, because there are a lot of men that's in those positions, in those high corporate positions, or maybe have their own business, and they can afford to give their wife that lifestyle. Now, again, it's going back in my first message. Yes, she doesn't have her own income, but in this day and age, women are making it happen. They're having something on the side, or even if you guys made a decision together, because remember, you are a union, so y'all can come together and say, you know what? You're not working, you're focusing on the kids, but once the kids get to a certain age, and you can do X, Y, and Z. But even prior to that, if you really want to help your wife grow, then why not have the help come in? Because the help is very beneficial. Again, like I was saying before, mental health is so important. Back in the days, they didn't really, stress that a lot, and that's why a lot of women, they just stayed home and they were silent. But now women today, they are breaking the silence, even on those quote unquote fake shows, as you see, housewife of this, housewife of that. They're not just staying home looking pretty and in their heels. They're out there doing their hustle and bustle. Matter of fact, they're getting paid just to be on air. You know what I'm saying? So there's always some type of ways that woman can bring in another income. It may not be as big as her husband, but I always believe a woman should have her own, even if the husband say, hey, babe, this money goes in a separate account and this is just for you. So you can have whatever you need. And that's separate from the bills. And if you have that provider mentality, then that's not a problem, because again, you two came to the table and you had an agreement. Whatever your agreement is, you should abide by it. And then guess what? If it has to be like, some things have to be changed, don't be afraid of change, because what some people is, well, this is not what's in place. Like, I remember that I was watching some show, Huntsville, one of those reality shows. I was just watching a clip of it, and she was home with the kids, and she wanted to actually go out there and work a little bit early. And he had a problem with it. And I'm looking at him like, yo, sir, what's your problem? And he kept saying, well, you said you will wait till they go to school, and why you breaking stuff? What's wrong, boo-boo? What's wrong with your ego? Your ego is bruised because your wife actually want to step out and be something. Like I said, we are not here just to be mothers and wives. We have our own identity, and God gave us a gift so we can use here on this earth, and it's not just a mother or a wife.
All right, let's go to the third one.
Oh, Jesus, I've been waiting for this one. I've been waiting for this third one. I'm sorry, I got hype, y'all, but I need to read this one because
I was going to ask you want to read this one?
I'm ready. Hold on. If you choose a submissive woman, you should accept that she depends on you. Nigga, bye. Okay, hold on. Ephesians 5:21. See, hold on. Before I go to Ephesians 5:21, let me go to Ephesians 5:22 because everybody loves to say this one right here. Everyone loves to say this one. This is the most powerful and favorite scripture everyone uses, right? Ephesians 5:22. Wives, submit yourself to your husband. Okay.
Keep reading.
I'm gonna stop right there because that everybody want to use that one. They want to submit to your husband, but they
That's
forget.
Why I say keep reading.
No, I don't want to keep reading because I know the next. I'll tackle that after. But the key scripture before that, and that's what I was doing. I was looking for the scripture. It was Ephesians 5:21. Husband and wife submit to one another. You want to get technical? Let's go into the dictionary. Okay. What is the meaning to submit? Let me tell you what submit is. It's to give over the power of authority. Is it simply to give? To give. Husband is supposed to give themselves. Wives is supposed to give themselves. There's supposed to be some type of balance where, you know what, it's not just about me. What would my husband like? What would my wife like? And then you yield to one another because you are in a union. So what do you mean, sir? Talking about if she's submissive, you should accept the fact she depend on you. Depend on what? Depend on what? What are you talking about? You tried it. I see where you was going, but no, sir. I'm gonna call you out. That's not how that works, and that's not what submissive means. Okay? And guess what? We should actually be dependent. Our husband and wife should depend on one another for support. You didn't implement that. I had to implement that. Support. What type of support? Emotional support. I had a rough day. I should be able to talk to you about it. You had a rough day. You should be able to talk to me about it. You see that I had a traumatic experience in my life. You should have empathy for me. Something traumatic happened to you. I should have empathy for you. Union. Oh, so Manny said, go back and tell the rest of it. So Ephesians 5:23, this is when it gets real. Husband, submit to Christ. That's like I went into the other show when we did the Kevin Samuel show. You're the head. So you submit to him as the wife submit to you. There's the order that Samuel was trying to say, but he didn't say it properly, and he didn't say it in decency and order. But that's what he was trying to say. But at the end, don't get it twisted about the submission part.
Right.
It's both ways. Now, what do you got to say about that part, Manny?
I have nothing to say because you practically said every point that I had, but it is what it is. But this next one, fall back. Let me get this one. If you choose to be with a strong, brave woman, You need to accept that she is stubborn and has her own thoughts and ways. The fuck? I mean, stubborn? All right. It's go time. Okay. Gentlemen, guys, fellas, my niggas, let's make something clear. If somebody is stubborn or stuck in their own ways or just flat out won't listen to you and just wants to make it difficult just for the sake of, you don't have to put up with this.
Right.
You do not have to put this up, because I'm going to be 100% with y'all. Yes, there are some women who can see both angles of the situation. However, if the woman only sees her way and her way only, is not willing to listen to you, guess what? This woman is not for you and will probably never be for you. And the reason why I'm saying this is, now there are some cases, and I know that look, there are some cases that you may need to listen to her. And maybe she has a point. But let's be honest. If she can't trust you on decision making, but you're right in this realm, then what makes you think you ought to trust this person? And the reason why I'm saying this is because there are some women out there that just flat out stubborn. Let's just call it what it is. But guys, y'all can be stubborn as well. But let's call it what it is. Both parties have to listen to each other. Period.
Absolutely.
I mean, both parties have to listen to each other, because not everybody knows everything and not everybody's perfect. All right? So the floor is yours.
My perspective. There's so many underlayers to this. There's a difference between a strong woman and a woman. Let me see how I can say this, because I want to make sure that y'all hear me straightly. Yeah, I want y'all to hear me. Then a woman who have evolved into a place and knowing how to handle her emotions, okay? Because everybody have different stages in their lives. So that woman who is strong at 22 is a different woman who is strong at 42, because she is now seasoned. She has now transitioned and she's been through some stuff. So she knows how to hold her composure, and she knows that she have to use her words wisely. That is a wise woman. A wise woman is going to know how to talk to you. She can have her own opinion and her own value and still take you and still let you have the floor and still let you have the lead. Now, she has rights to say, you know what? I'm in disagreement with that. I'm really strongly into disagreement with that. But then it is up to you guys, because you guys are in a union, and come together and say, well, how are we going to fix this? Because it is immature for both parties to go around, you're not budget, I'm not budget. And y'all ain't getting nowhere. Y'all looking like two old fools. So somebody is going to have to be the mature one and come to the table and say, you know what, babe, what are we going to do to resolve this? Because like I told you before, there is no manual in life how to be a wife, how to be a husband, because everybody's situation is different, and you can't compare those oranges to those apples because they produce differently. So again, do not confuse the strong woman with the woman who has evolved, that she knows that, you know what, I'm gonna come out my way and have a conversation with you, because this is a topic that we both have to dissolve it. I don't want to have to be the one to say, you know what, I said what I said and I put my foot down and I ain't budging nothing. I understand there are boundaries in a relationship where you stand your ground, because me and Manny did talk about that, but you have to know when to break the barrier. And then you have to know when to step in and step out. And it's all about just knowing your partner. And one key thing about knowing your partner, how to get through them and talk to them, is so important. And I'm going to stress this, to talk to your partner in their love language, not your love language.
You're right. You're absolutely right.
And that's what a lot of people don't get. You want to talk to your spouse in your love language, and you like, oh, why she not hearing me? And why she acting? Because you ain't talking to me the way I want to be talked to. And then you be like, oh, F it. Well, that's what, we ain't gonna get nowhere. But I'm gonna move on to the next one. So what's the next one? The next one says, let me scroll up. Well, sorry guys, I just had it. What I do with my stuff? This is what happens when you get all excited and stuff.
I can get this one.
I was ready for that one.
I can get this one for you.
If you choose a beautiful woman, you need to accept all expensive. Who wrote this? Is he in third grade?
Who? Who?
Did I read that again?
Who?
Hold on. If you choose a beautiful woman, you need to accept all expenses. Manny, you want to start off? Because
Lady K.